Okay, forgive me for the fact that I don't normally make videos. We're going to start with something that I skipped off of when I made older videos. It is late here on the East Coast at 10:23. Normally I'm not up this late, but I felt it was necessary that I tell a little story because I'm not the only one who has a story. Everybody has a story. So I am Philip with one L. I'm very particular about that. I stick to that very firmly. Um, I want to talk about what potential could be actually beneficial for anybody else out there who has a story to tell, who has been shy to not go out and do what they need to do, or has just set aside these things, become numb to it because they've been adjusted too often to people who took them for granted, mistreated them, lied to them, betrayed them. It could be a long list of matters. You've been in a situation where you've been with somebody, whether you've been in a relationship or a friendship, and you felt like you were just the second hand or the middleman or the third wheel. I can speak from experience because I may have never been to a point in a relationship where, and I'm speaking both on friendship and relationship, where, oh, suddenly, hey, I was ready to move on and take it to the next level with a girl who I was involved with, or with a male friend. We were going to take it on to the next level in terms of, well, let's go out and do activities together. Let's hang out. Let's do gathering. Let's go to fun events. None of this ever occurred. It's more like acquaintances. They have my number. They meet me. They connect with me. They talk a little bit. They try to find out more about me. And usually what they find out is, yeah, I've struggled to make money and it's hard and it's difficult. Well, I'll tell you why it's so hard to make money and make difficult success as you are alone. We're living in a capitalist market, and even today, with the rich becoming, well, richer and the poor becoming obviously poorer, it's a little hard to see why anybody in the middle class or the low income can really say, well, how do we benefit from getting wealthy? This is not a how-to prop on how you make yourself wealthy. This is about how you better your fellow American people. And we start to realize that if we don't start to change what we're doing, we're all going to end up lonely, poor, and no future. And I'm talking about everybody, whether you got kids, you're single man, single mother, single father, single individual, whether you got weight problems, health problems, hereditary issues, doesn't matter what it is, okay? We're breaking it down to the core aspect of what it matters, which I like to discuss. What matters is who you are and how you portray and cast yourself out there. I've been in a circumstance where I haven't tried hard enough. Okay, I basically set aside the interest in dating, getting into relationships. Didn't want to deal with not so much the drama and the emotional connection because I was too timid or afraid to actually get involved, but I just didn't want to actually feel like I had to push myself that I had to get involved. And now it's come down on the ugly reality that, yeah, well, as age catches up, you're going to definitely wish that you had taken the opportunity to connect with somebody out there. And for those who have already connected with people and you've reached a point in your life where you have part of the American dream, whether you got a house and kids or kids in a house or an apartment, and you still got kids, or you don't have kids but you got the house and you got everything else going for you, you're still missing out on one thing. And that's finding your other person. And I'm not really binarily, talking about, oh, this has to be man and woman. Okay, that may get me a lot of rap there. I do support those who are gender indifferent, transgender, whatever the case. I don't even like to talk about those terms because really people are people, and whoever they fall in love with, they should just be happy with who they are and keep it to themselves. Keep it together. If you're going to share something with the world, make something beautiful out of your connection to share it with others, whether it's opening up a business or a career or a great opportunity to spread with the world. Don't push your beliefs just like religion, politics, or the other functions that cause war. Religion, of course, yes, the old formats of religion, money, and politics are the things that we're not supposed to talk about. But when we break it down, and not trying to jump off topic here, religion, if we could talk about it healthily, probably wouldn't have as many problems. And same thing with politics. You'd actually have things getting done, which we have a bunch of old people running our country, and we're all bickering and complaining because we dislike our choices. Well, think about us as Americans and who we deal with every day. us as Americans and individuals who are not actually going up and meeting people who are running our country, but are living in our country, dealing with the hardships that we too will face every day. And then we have to go up and meet them, and we sometimes get the rub off feel that they're not the happy type of person. Well, there's a reason why most people that are single, that choose to be single, which I can respect because I know what this is like, why they're not always happy. You can get comfortable in a setting, you can feel comfortable and in control and lock out all the other nonsense that you don't have to deal with every day. But the negative side of being alone is not a rewarding feeling for the long term. The long term of age, as it catches up with you and missing out on opportunities and moments and the potential of what you maybe never gave yourself to find a connection or a bond with someone or something. Even a life career isn't 100% full completion of a happy goal. You can say that you're happy in the short term in the duration of what you're doing in that working career, but at the same time, as you get to the end of that, you're not really fully hitting the note right where it counts. So what am I getting at? It's about human connection. If you got nothing nice to say, just like the quote from Hopper, yeah, it was Hopper. Thumper. My goodness, Thumper from Bambi. As his mother always said, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. It's a great mentality to remind yourself as adults. If you haven't rewatched Bambi the movie, it really brings back the innocence and the harmony of what us as adults today, our politics, our world, we're just not doing the best that we can really to show that we can keep our mouths shut and not let something nasty and spiteful and hateful, including those people who embarrass themselves every day and get put on the web. You know, it's the funny thing about that. It's very easy to make yourself infamous and get yourself known for being a total, well, I don't want to say Neanderthal, because Neanderthals were a lot smarter than some of the people we have running around today doing what they're doing. No offense to them, but honestly, you got to learn how to close your mouth and not exploit yourself and say things that are just hurtful to your own character and your demeanor, unless you honestly don't care and you've got brainworms, which I've heard from Leon Lush. Shout out to Leon Lush for him on those and all the videos he does on that. Or if you're like the sickos that keep getting themselves caught on Catch a Predator, you know, people that have to watch this every day like me, and shout out to Cinnamon Toast Ken for his channel as well, even Mr. Beast, in respects to each YouTuber and each person, whether they're an OG, a millennial, and definitely Cinnamon Toast Ken and Buff Pro on YouTube. They're definitely in the millennial class, even if they put themselves older. People like Mr. Beast, definitely younger, but still in that close to their millennial class. But yeah, I think Mr. Beast is definitely the younger group. I don't like to classify generations. But anyway, summarizing here, everybody on YouTube has a purpose and a point. And what I'm trying to say is, I'm just a humble American. If I went to the local news station or a radio station, or I went up to a famous broadcast, you know how much I would have to put through, with which I don't have money, okay, to actually get attention. So what am I going to do? Make this about me and my hardships? No, I want to make it about what everybody else out there has had in a hardship. You know, getting down to the nitty gritty and talking about these feelings, expressing the things that sometimes you're embarrassed per se, or not really proud particularly of what's gone on in your life, or what you haven't accomplished, or what you wish you could have, or for that matter, what you've held back and you haven't succeeded or excelled on, or getting into contact with somebody who knows how to essentially create a special connection with you, whether it's just a platonic friendship or a business partnership or a business venture, whatever it might be. You'd be quite surprised the stuff you have inside of you, not just in the heart, not the cheesy aspect, not just what's in your mind, but soul and body and complete as a human being from the day you were born. Whatever your parents or whatever mentors in your life, whether it was a teacher, a coach, whoever it was, your best friend, your closest friend, a mentor that did a sport or activity, or a gathering, or a counseling, even the therapist for that matter. It doesn't really matter who it is. If you've heard things and you've been encouraged to have pursued something, a teacher in school, special, if you have special ed, because I mean, I can tell you, for example, I've been through special ed. I didn't have to go on a short bus, but having ADD, which is why I jump around on topics as you hear me as I speak, I'm not afraid or ashamed to admit it. This is why my videos may come out a little longer than some, and I realize the net goal you want to kind of reach is under 10 minutes. So we're going to close it off tonight by just putting you to this. The biggest fear that I used to feel was that I don't want to end up dying alone. And I think a lot of people can agree. Who wants to be alone? You're going to end up what? Being taken care of by hopefully the fact that you have saved up the money so you're not feeble and weak and you don't have a positive outlook. No, you want to take control when you're young and make the best choices you can. So for the next portion of my channel, we'll be talking about some of the unfair circumstances of, are we really honestly going to say that we don't have to pay for love, we don't have to pay for happiness, we don't have to pay for certain things? And this is where I get into the topic of basically summarizing, is money truly a bad thing? No, it depends on how you use it. Just like anything else, too much of it is not good. So I would like to close out tonight and thank you guys for hearing me out on this. I'm going to upload this and hope this gets a lot of likes and certainly a lot of views. Thank you for watching, and good night to you on the East Coast and the Central Coast, the Midwestern Coast, and the West Coast. Everybody, and around the world. Thank you again for watching, and I know what's been going on in the world. It's been crazy, but I try to think, look, if you got ideas, you got something to share, you got points, you got broad mindset, please, throw them at me, and let's get engaging. Thank you for watching. Bye, and have a good night, and good morning if you're in another country this morning. Either way, have a good one. Thank you for watching.